Alright everybody, welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. Today, as you can tell, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, got some jeans on, because it is cold outside. It is now, as I'm filming this, the last day of September. I mean, it's fall, it snowed the other day here in Reno. That's crazy. If you've watched my channel since the beginning, you know I came to Reno from Hawaii. We were there for about 8 years, so it is very, very, very cold here. So for this video, I thought I would talk about something that I started doing in Hawaii when it was raining outside and I didn't feel like going for a bike ride, which would pretty much be applicable in anywhere that it snows or it's cold and you don't want to go outside and do your riding like you should. Today, that's right, we're going to be talking about trainers. If this is your first time joining us on the Your Favorite Cyclist YouTube channel, head down below, hit the subscribe button. If you already are subscribed, hit the bell icon right next to that. Go ahead and hit that bell icon so make sure you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss a single upload. You learn all the cycling information you can. Now, let me talk about one trainer specific. I only have one. It's just going to be a basic, I believe it's a magnetic trainer with a small adjustable dial you can put up on the handlebars of your bike. Very basic. I actually picked mine up off of Craigslist. I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. So they're really easy, really cheap to get. Of course, they have a long range that you could get from everything from this basic magnetic one, some that are totally fluid, to of course your roller system. But we're not going to talk about it in this video. This video, we're going to be talking mainly about the setup for setting up a trainer, making sure you're safe while you're on the trainer, and you're getting your best, most effective use out of it. Let's bring you guys to the trainer I have down here. This one doesn't have a name on it, doesn't have any stickers. I think they've tracked it down to being like a Blackburn type trainer. Very basic, again, like I told you. Pretty much there's few basic components to the trainer itself. Obviously you have back here, this is your roller. This is where the rear tire is gonna sit on the bike in order so that when you pedal, you pretty much have some resistance while you're pedaling your bike. As you can see, it rolls pretty easily right now, but I'll go into that, the adjustments on that later. So that's going to be one of the main components here, and on the back of you do have an adjustment knob to move it closer or farther to your bike wheel. Second thing you're going to be looking at is right here. These on the sides, there's going to be one on each side. These are going to be the clamps that actually hold your wheel in place, actually attached to either your quick release skewer or to a solid axle depending on what you have on your bike. These are what's going to actually clamp onto your wheel, slide that on, and your wheel's not going anywhere. It's stuck right where it's at. I'll teach you guys how to adjust that and get that set perfectly for your bike. And the last thing, of course, on my specific one, and most trainers you'll find, you usually have the control knob itself. And the control knob, what you'll do, you'll put this up on your handlebar. See, it has kind of nice cable and housing here that I do need to replace because this is kind of beat up. But you pretty much run this all the way up to your handlebars, mount on your handlebars. And of course, what this does, allow you to change the resistance on the roller here. All right, moving on to the bike portion of the trainer. You might be wondering, well, I have this kind of bike, will that work with the trainer? In most cases, yes, it's gonna work out fine. One thing you do need to be concerned about is if you have a mountain bike tire, something similar to my Superfly where it's a very aggressive mud tire, it's gonna make a whole lot of noise and you're probably gonna lose some tread. Obviously, you're riding on a metal cylinder, that's gonna get hot as you ride it, and your rubber on your tire is gonna get hot as well. You will go through your tire a lot quicker if you're gonna use a basic tire on there. For my trainer, what I use my road bike here, my Trek 1.2 series. And while there's sometimes I might use my normal tires here, you know, I spend a lot on those Continental Gator skins. I don't really want to wear through those tires very much. If you don't like wearing through your normal tires here, there are other options out there. Let me show you one of those here. So this is the second option that you'd have. Instead of wearing out your nice street tire you have for riding on the road, that's kind of made to conform more to the surface of the road, and just therefore wear faster on your roller, on your trainer. You have here, this is actually a trainer specific tire. I'll post links to this in the description below if you guys were interested in checking one of these out and seeing what the difference is. But really what this is made of a different compound that's made not to wear down as quickly when it gets hot. So as you can see, mine is red. That's really to remind you to make sure you take that tire off before you ride on the road. This tire has absolutely no grip at all. I have tried it just for fun, and there's no grip on this at all. You will not have fun riding that. So that's why it's red, is to make sure you know that's your trainer tire, so you switch back before you get on the road. One thing I like to do personally when I go on the trainer is when I change out my tires and wheel combination here. Actually, I have a separate wheel to put this on. So it's easy, you kind of switch off, switch on. I actually do not put my brake back on tight. I leave it loosened, so that's not gonna rub, not gonna cause any issues while you're on the trainer, because that can wear your pads as well very quickly. So that would be your basic setup if you're looking not to wear your tire out. Check out some of these trainer specific tires that will help, you know, keep that wear down, and they also don't tend to shed as fast. This one I've had for a few years now and it's running great still. You can tell it's got slow wear on the middle. That's just how that tire is made to work, only on the trainer. So let's get you over to the trainer. I'll start to hook these up, take you through step by step on how that all works. All right, so right now I got you guys near the back side of the trainer. Just going to set this up. First thing you want to do, as I mentioned, that control for your bike handlebars. Make sure you run that cable out of the way so you're not getting all tangled up, getting all mixed up and confused. Just run it pretty much. Most likely, I like to run it straight out to the side. Don't attach that to your bike yet. Makes it a whole lot easier that way. So you got your bike here. As I mentioned, let's see, I'll roll it back here a little bit. As I mentioned, these two claws on each side here, this one here and this one here, are made to attach to your quick release or your solid axle on your bike. So here's one note I would like to make about that. If you buy a brand new trainer, it's gonna come with a quick release skewer. Use that quick release skewer. There's a reason that they provide you with that skewer. Certain skewers are gonna work better than others. I'll show you a couple pictures up on the screen of different types here. I have the one on my road bike here that's kind of more of a flat style. And then this one actually has like a cap on here, like a ball cap with this lever that goes off to the side. You wanna make sure you use the one they provide, which is gonna look similar to this. It's gonna mount the best into their trainer. Most of the time you're not in your trainer to do a leisurely ride. You're here to pretty much pump out some power and get the most out of it you can. So you're wanting to put down some power. You want to make sure your bike is as secure as it can be. So what you do, once you have that correct skewer on your bike here, you're going to do is you're going to get this lined up into the one. Obviously with your first setup, you kind of want to hold the bike so it's going to be centered onto the roller in the back. As you can see, I've kind of done that already through my experience here. You want to make sure it's centered on the back. I like to get the non-drive side lined up first. That's the one that actually has the lever for the skewer on, for the quick release skewer on there. So that's why I like to line that side up first. That'll actually kind of hold itself in place there. And then on mine, you actually would slide this collar, once you have it the correct length, slide that collar down, and that side is locked. You'll not be able to move that side, and that's perfect. Once you do that, make sure you get it in there. And we're gonna go ahead and twist down this other side here. And what you wanna do, you want to twist it till, on mine, I don't know if you can quite see it, but you can see it kind of expands a little bit. And it contracts again once it gets into a rib. And then you're set. So once it's in there, you want to give it a kind of quick shake, see if it's going to move at all. I need to go a little bit tighter. Let's see. Because again, you want this as tight as you can get it. And that's actually pretty good right there. All right, as tight as you can get it while being safe. And of course, these do have pads on here to make sure it's not going to scratch your frame. This side, you do want it set into that groove with the quick release skewer, with that skewer lined up just perfectly. And that would be how you'd set it inside of the trainer. Now that you got the bike wheel mounted inside your trainer, the next step you're going to do is go down to where your roller is at. As you can see right now, if you were to pedal, you can see a roller, and you're just going to, your tire's gonna spin. There's not enough friction, not enough contact for it to actually give you a good resistance from the roller itself. So, like I mentioned earlier, right down here at the bottom, this is your adjusting knob here. And this one happens to have a nut right at the top there, and that's where I've had it adjusted to before. Pretty much what you wanna do, you wanna tighten this up. Let's see, if I can get this tightened up here. So you wanna get this tightened up. Essentially, what you're looking to do is to just, that's a little too much. What you're looking to do is just deform the tire just a little bit on here. Let's go back just a tiny bit. Let's see. Just cause a slight form of a slight bit of deformation on the tire so it has a good contact patch. You also want to make sure your tire is inflated properly too. Let me make sure I'm inflated to the proper PSI here. This one should be good. Yep, so mine says inflate to 100, minimum 100 PSI, max 145. And mine is set up correctly. So you're gonna get this. That's a little too loose, and you also don't want it to slip. That's almost there. do that. That might actually be pretty. There we go. As you can see, it does not slip when I go to pedal or when I go to move the tire. It moves as one unit. The roller moving that way, and the roller moving counterclockwise, and the wheel moving clockwise. So that is perfect how you want that set up. Now, one of the last setup items you can do with the trainer itself is, of course, your control knob. You want the control knob within reach of your, while you're on the bike. Essentially, most of the programs you'll be able to do, training programs you'll be able to do on a trainer, whether that's intervals or anything like that, is gonna have you changing the resistance on the bike itself. So, what I like to do, this specific one, I like to run it up behind here. So essentially, you just get it mounted up on the bars where it's accessible. And what this does, pretty much as you turn this lever, you can adjust the resistance back on the actual trainer itself. Now that you got the bike trainer itself all set up, you have the trainer set up, your wheels attached, the rollers attached, as well as your controls up on the handlebars. There's one last item you might need to adjust here, and that is gonna be the level of the bike. How level is it gonna be? As you can kind of tell on my bike, the rear wheel, you have, a couple of inches, maybe an inch or two right there in between the tire and the floor. On the front wheel, obviously it's gonna be directly on the floor. Generally what that's gonna do, instead of having you at a level height as you ride, you're gonna be kind of tipped down. When that happens, obviously you're putting a little more pressure on your hands on the handlebars. It's possible your hands can go numb. Obviously it's not gonna get you in the right position for riding, for a long time or for a hard effort as well. So what if you do have this type of issue here, all these trainer companies do sell things called trainer blocks that you can put underneath the front tire itself that'll raise the front tire up certain increments and also lock it in place if you do want it marked straight. Some of them also have riser blocks, so you can actually have your bike tipped backwards like you're climbing a hill, so you can get more hill training that way. Personally, when I've run into that issue, it was at our old apartment we had. The floor actually wasn't level where I had my bike at, and so what I would do is actually stick about 2 bucks underneath the front tire, and that would get it perfect for me to go ride it, and that worked fine. Again, I'm not gonna drop much money on a block when I only spend 20 bucks on the trainer. I'll drop a couple old books that I have that I don't really care too much about because they are gonna get beat up. Because as you ride, your handlebars are gonna move side to side and wear a little bit of groove on the inside of that book. So if you do that, put a couple books under there. If you got a 2x4 laying around, you can stick a 2x4 under your tire. Just something to make it so the bike is gonna be level. Makes it so you're getting the most efficient use out of the bike itself. Now that you have your trainer all set up as you like it, it's time to go ride, time to do some training. Do have a couple tips. If it's your first time going on the trainer, take it easy. It's obviously gonna be a lot different than riding on the road. One big difference you can have, you're not gonna have any airflow coming at you to help cool you down. One thing that comes in handy if you are riding inside, invest yourself in a $15 box fan, stick that sucker in front of you, hit it on high. You are gonna want that. You will be dripping sweat by the time you're done with your first trainer ride. If you're riding outside, you got a nice breeze like we have today, it's not gonna be as bad. But if you're riding inside, get a fan, you're gonna need it. Second thing you're gonna want, make sure you know what kind of training program you're gonna do. Obviously there's a lot of great resources online. I personally use the ones from Global Cycling Network. Those ones are my favorites, especially their interval training. I really enjoy doing those on the trainer. They're nice. They use anything from a 20-minute up to a 60-minute workout, all on the trainer. Makes it nice to do that. If you already know what you're doing and you don't need a video telling what to do or some video motivation, have a TV on, have your computer next to you, have something so you can do something while you are riding, doing your trainer inside. There's no reason just to sit there on your trainer and not be able to do anything when there's so many things you could do while you're sitting there doing your ride as well. If you guys have any other tips you'd like to share with other people about riding on a trainer, especially in the winter time, summertime, whatever time of day it is, post them down below in the comments section below. Love to hear from you guys. Love to hear tips from you guys as well. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up down below. Of course, if you're not a subscriber, head down below, hit the subscribe button. If you are subscribed, hit the bell icon right next to that so you get notified every time I upload. We have great content coming out. Enjoy having all of you. Thank you to those who have subscribed so far. It's great to have you guys on the channel. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching today.